We cannot stop children using AI or probably using some of the easiest way, quicker way to do the thing. The word is too big, prompt engineering, but there's nothing like engineering. It's all about connecting to the machine in such a way that the machine understands our requirements. So real world problems are going to increase a lot. So if we do not equip our students or our learners with that problem solving skills, I think we will be missing somewhere as an educator. Being an educator, I could definitely connect with all of you educators here because we are, from morning till evening, or we may say nowadays after COVID-19, we all have been working 24 by 7 just with a common purpose. And the purpose is empowering our children. So when we are talking about empowering our students, so let me just get back to education 4.0. 4.0 was all about, let's say, technology integrated education. But now, if we want to leap forward for education 5.0, that says we have to make it learner centered approach. You all might be experiencing it when there's some or the other strategies or pedagogies coming into your own school, policies coming into your school, where people would be asked to create a lesson plan which is more of learner centered. So at that time, we people feel that why everything is for children and not for teachers. But I think if we need to move with times ahead, then we need to definitely take technology as a priority for ourselves, upgrade our skills, and ensure that whatever we will be doing in the next 30 minutes of this session will be ensuring that we save our own time and energy to invest those saved time and energy into efficiency into our own classroom. We cannot stop children using AI or probably using some of the easiest way, quicker way to do the thing. But we can definitely empower ourselves to ensure that they do not do something which is unethical. So when we talk about ethics, I think when we talk about artificial intelligence, the first thing which comes to my mind is even ethics. So I would first of all like to share my screen with you all and discuss few of the theoretical concept, and then we'll have definitely have an engaging session today. So keep your Chrome ready, Google Chrome ready. I'll be sharing few of the links. We'll be parallelly working out on our lesson plans, and I would like you to be interactive enough, create your own lesson plans and submit it to me. I'll just ask you to make it an effective prompt with the help of prompt engineering strategies. Now, the word is too big, prompt engineering, but there's nothing like engineering. It's all about connecting to the machine in such a way that the machine understands our requirements. So we'll be discussing about that. I'll quickly share my screen with you all and let's begin. I hope we are going to have an engaging and interactive session. Okay. So yeah, this is what was my introduction. I'm a National ICT Awardee from Central Board for Secondary Education from India and currently teaching at Udgam School for Children, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So let's proceed with the topic which we have to continue. So as we discussed here, pedagogy. So earlier we can have a chalk and talk method, and was students used to listen to the teachers. Presently we are using some sort of smart board or interactive panels, and we are drawing something or we are discussing some pointers with the help of a stylus pen, or probably we are putting up some PowerPoint presentations onto the screen and explaining our topics. But will the future assist us? No, no. In that case, if you do not upgrade your skills, future won't be like that. Future agent does as I was watching and looking forward for the learning goals which we need to achieve in education 5.0. The learning goals mention that the children will have to be equipped with 21st century learning design skills. Now, what is this 21 CLD? 21 CLD is all about where we want our students to be more explorative. We want them to do some research, bring in some collaboration, teamwork, and come out with a project which is there to solve some real world problems. Because as we all see, in fact, if I talk about right now, the heat in Ahmedabad, it's all only March here, but still, if you can experience the heat, it is something which we used to experience in the month of May or June. So real world problems are going to increase a lot. So if we do not equip our students or our learners with that problem solving skills, I think we will be missing somewhere as an educator. So I think the pedagogy changes, the learner changes. So we also need to upgrade ourselves with the understanding of AI. And when we are talking about AI here, artificial intelligence, I think artificial intelligence is not only about machine learning, computer vision, is also involved in the form of generative AI. When I say generative artificial intelligence, I need to talk today about how teachers could easily utilize artificial intelligence in education by generating quick images, audio to video generations. We'll be talking about how to generate effective prompts. So I think a lot of, yeah, I think somebody's raising hand. And decoding generative AI, we are going to learn. And even when I mention here hands-on, I'm going to give you time to reflect on your learning and send me back your lesson plans which you're generating with the help of today's session, right? So let's think about what is AI. So artificial intelligence, I'm not going to go in a theoretical manner because you might have read about AI in all the curriculum in the textbooks, and obviously we see the artificial intelligence textbooks of Central Board for Secondary Education. You're definitely going to find two, three chapters which talks about NLP, computer vision, and all these parameters. Here we are going to talk about AI productivity tools. So also, yes, when we are talking about AI, the recent discussion also goes with whether it is ethical or unethical. So we need to teach our learners about plagiarism, where we have to be very effectively finding out how to guess that content which the child is downloading from somewhere, whether it is a copyright content or not. So then we are going to talk about the prompts with generative AI, and that's how we are going to save our time by increasing our productivity and speed. So yeah, this was the last pedagogy part which I was talking to you. So yeah, moving towards we've already discussed this pedagogy. Thank you so much, Krupali ma'am. So these are some of the school policies which I want to explain before we get into AI, because I know there are a lot of pros and cons, and it's a debatable topic whether we should include AI into education, whether we should allow teachers to use AI, allow students to use AI. But I think if we frame a policy, just like when we started with online education during COVID, a lot of policies were being framed how to use online. And even if you see Microsoft Teams, which we are using, it also has an admin portal where we set up some permissions for the users. The same way, I think if the school leaders who are present in the room can set up some tech usage policies for your employees, for the academic honesty by the students. If you set up some framework for your homework, like you ask the child to search something from ChatGPT or probably from Copilot and bring in the data into the classroom and then discuss on that data. So I think if we merge AI in a positive manner into our curriculum, that's going to definitely help us. So even the student use of tech at home and student assessment. Assessment really matters here, and we are going to discuss some of the parameters, how we can ensure that the assessment goes in a very smooth manner without being hindered by ChatGPT or AI. So now, when I'm talking about prompt engineering, I told you it's a big word. It is very prompt engineering is nothing but going to that level of prompting to the machine again and again, refining your prompt. So these are the four things which we have to understand, which will act like a magic to a well-crafted prompt. First one is simplicity. Please keep your prompt very simple. Do not ask big thing to an AI, generative AI tool. Just make it very simple. Tell them you are a grade 9 computer science teacher. Make it very simple. Structure. Now, I'm going to explain in this session what should be the basic structure of finding a lesson plan or probably creating your quiz or assessment or a project, art integrated projects, learning outcomes, and all this. Specific. Let's be very specific because machines which are being trained by human beings will only reiterate and take your instructions accordingly as what they've been instructed to do. So I think when we will be very specific that suppose, for example, you say, give me a paragraph on germination of seed, right? So it may give you three, four, five paragraphs, but you need to be very specific that generate a paragraph of 100 to 150 words. So it will make it a specific, particular 100 and 150 words of paragraph. Sensitivity, yes, we have to check that whether the content which is generated is unbiased. Because after all, in all our NCERT, being a closely working with NCERT as a resource person, also and a national ICT awardee, I have always observed they're very sensitive towards gender bias. But whenever the content is being published, two, three times it is being screened whether the biased content is created or not. At times it may be 0.009% there are chances, but you will still find that gender insensitive content over there. Now coming over to what all roles you play as a teacher. So yeah, I'll come back to the chat area and I would like all of you to reflect for a while and let me know as an educator what all things you do in a particular week, or what is your routine. Like for example, let's being an educator, I have to create this. So I want that list. Let me have a quick chat with all of you to make it more interesting. So you can reflect in the chat area about what all as a teacher we are expected to do in the school. I hope all the teachers are here, and even if there are no, like apart from teachers, if admin is also here, you can also list down the work which you do in the chat area. So, for example, for me, the first thing, yeah, obviously activities. I do lesson planning at the end of each week. I have to submit my lesson plan at the institute. Yes, worksheets. Thank you. Even we have to do assessments, weekly assessment, periodic test. Yes, so if there are sports teacher, they might have to create some invitation cards, differential activities for the specially able children. Absolutely, yes. And yeah, lesson plans is everybody is focused on lesson plans. So first thing I'm going to discuss here is lesson plan. I'm just quickly taking you towards from my slides to a practical tool where we are going to create lesson plans. Obviously, everybody is nowadays aware about ChatGPT, but I'm going to make it little bit precise when I'm talking about. I'm going to share my entire screen now with you all. I hope it is shared, and when I'm switching over, it is visible, right? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are few tools which I'm going to cover today. One is Canva, where I'm going to teach. Somebody has written invitation cards. Yes, definitely. When we talk about invitation cards, I'm going to show you how to quickly make such kind of invitation cards, saving your time. I'm going to show you some very interesting activity if time permits. From my voice, I'm going to create some cartoon animations, education animations. But sorry, before that, I'll just quickly jump towards the ChatGPT, which everybody can do parallelly with me. So this is ChatGPT. You can log in or you cannot. If you do not wish to log in, you can do it like this. So initially, I want everybody to write one prompt to generate a lesson plan on photosynthesis. Let me see, what do you write? I want you people to just write here in the chat area a prompt which you're going to give it to ChatGPT to generate a lesson plan. How would you advise? Because obviously we have to advise ChatGPT to generate that content. So can one of you give me an example in the chat area where you could write me that prompt? You have to generate a lesson plan on, let's say, photosynthesis. How would you do? Let's not be precise. It's okay. You can whatever you want to write to ChatGPT, you let me know here, and then I'll correct it. I'll make it more precise. I'll make it more specific. Okay. Can you give me the lesson plan for photosynthesis for grade fourth? Very good. So here, if I just copy down what Smita ma'am has written here, I'll just copy what Smita ma'am has written here from there. Okay. I'll just go back to ChatGPT and paste it here. So here Smita ma'am has mentioned two things. First, what she wants here is a lesson plan. Second, for what topic? Photosynthesis. And third, she has written here for grade 4. So if I ask ChatGPT to generate this, okay, somebody is saying competency-based lesson plan with pictures. Okay, I'm coming to that. Now, how do we have to see that? That's what we are seeing. What we are doing right now is whatever we do to Google, the same thing you people are doing with Chat. When we write to Google, we write, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. But now let's switch forward to a proper prompt engineering. Somebody is saying detailed process of photosynthesis, layers of earth, competency. This is all we can ask to Google also, and Google will give you a list of websites from you where you can extract the data. Coming back here, you can see grade 4 aa gaya, subject science, time duration, objectives. By the end of the lesson, everything it has given, lesson structure, everything is given. But can we write it something like this? We can give role to the ChatGPT. You are, let's make it both. You are a grade 4 science teacher and will have to teach photosynthesis to students, okay, in a creative manner with learning objectives. Because see, for any lesson plans, please ensure that you need a learning objectives, desired outcomes, because we also need learning outcomes, and teaching aids, which we are not mentioning here. And then make it humanized also, because when you will write this lesson plan, which is generated from ChatGPT, probably your vice principal or the supervisor or maybe the school leaders will be seeing it. They'll probably be finding it more from a ChatGPT. So now you can see how the teacher has to behave, everything it has mentioned. The magic of photosynthesis could be the title of your lesson. Teacher's role is a storyteller and a guide. You will have 45 to 60 minutes to do this. Your learning objectives, you have to understand how plants make their food through photosynthesis, identify the main ingredients, what is happening here, and plus it is also explaining you how you have to set up the stage. So you need to put up a planned chef's secret recipe, and then you have to become tiny chefs in the kitchen, because grade 4 is a class where you cannot go with a PPT and just talk, talk, talk. It's where you have to make it very interesting. Now, the same thing which we are teaching to our children has been visualized. We can make flashcards, we can make hands-on experiment if you're using technology. You can use Mentimeter, you can use Kahoot quiz. So there are a lot of options. So it has given me the entire thing, and at the end of the thing, desired outcomes. So if I want to check that this is my lesson plan with my desired outcome, will it match? At the end of the chapter, I can take a quick feedback from my student. So I'll now quickly copy down this here. And today I'm going to do this also with you all. I'm just going to take a lesson plan from you people. I'll go to Wakelet and give me a moment. So I hope that's clear. So you all can try now. I'm giving you homework, on the spot homework, I'll say. I'm copying this prompt here, which we have generated. So later on, you all can also collect it from here. So I'll be sharing this at 10 to you. So this was a science lesson plan. So any maths teacher in the room, can you please suggest me something which I can generate? So I want any maths teacher in the room. Okay, yeah, definitely you can add Bloom's taxonomy reference. You can add that to consider the pointers from the Bloom's taxonomy to reach the outcome. Okay, 5 model plans for 8 social science. Okay, so now let's have 8 social science here. Somebody, Shailet ma'am has written 5E model lesson plan of class 8 social science. Can you please be generally specific about the topic which you want for social science? Okay, somebody has even given me algebraic expressions math class 8. So let's make this. So now I'm creating a project or a learning activity out of what you have given me. So suppose we give it like this to ChatGPT, right? So suppose मैंने दे the algebraic expressions math class, it will give me a lesson plan. But I don't want a lesson plan. Let it generate first, and once it generates, we will ask it to redefine our prompt to make it more specific. Okay. We can even specify that you are a mathematics teacher, you have only one period. So see, you are a grade 8 mathematics teacher teaching in a CBSE school. You can even mention this CBSE school. You want to teach. I know it's going to be long to write the prompt, but it's going to definitely help you to bring out the desired. You want to teach algebraic expressions to a student with project-based learning. Suggest duration. We need a duration for a PBL. We need learning objectives and outcomes. Again, do not forget that. And what else we need is, and we need um, platforms assigned. Okay. And then when I give here, so now it has started PBL for algebraic expression. So class 8 student, sorry, the teacher was here who wanted to know something about algebraic expressions. Let's see how beautifully we can teach this particular topic 4 to 5 class periods. Suppose here you feel that ma'am, itna time to nahi dete, no teacher, nobody gives so much of time to give this 4 to 5 periods. So you can make it blended mode. You can ask it to make it hybrid. You can even ask it to make it in 2 periods or 1 period. So here you can see the project options are where business and profit calculation, that's again real world problem solving. Home budgeting, you can give the child, you can even design a sports tournament. So I think a lot of creative ideas you will get when you will make or give the role. And now the same prompt, I'll be copying from here. So this was what we generated. I'm just copying it down for your reference later. So let's keep it here in the prompt library. I'll just put it down for the teacher who has requested for this. Okay, and let's put it here. I'll just have to copy paste this is a wakelet. I can have a separate discussion about wakelet in education with him. But yeah, this is what. Now what I'm going to do is just to identify different platforms of generative AI. The same prompt, I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to control A, control C, and put it into the another platform. That's Microsoft Copilot. I'll just paste it here and ask Copilot to do this. This is how, as an educator, we have to evaluate that so many generative AI tools are there. How can we select the best tools for our children's best learning outcomes? So here you can see, again, it says 4 to 5 weeks and the learning objective. But if you can see this, when you are generating it with this tool, you do not find that creativity of ideas and also at that time you have to decide, "Okay, agar if I have to go for PBL, I would probably select the another tool." So this was all about lesson planning. Now there was someone who said worksheets. So let's say now I'll take some worksheet, soil and its formation of class 8 science. Now we'll focus to the, no, I think we have taken already science and maths. Now let's give chance to some other subject. Okay. Uh, Assessment for learning questions. Subject medium level objective question on area and parameters. Maths is done. Maths is done. Okay. Social science, but I've not got the topic of social science. English grammar, yeah, definitely. Let's go for English grammar. So I'll ask both of them. So here in Copilot, I'm just writing the plain way you were doing the prompts, right? Generate 10 quiz questions with 4 options in MCQ format of class 10 English grammar as per CBSE syllabus. Let's see what Microsoft finds. These are the questions. Now, I'm going to show you some tools also where automatically it could be converted to a PPT or probably it could be converted to a forms or something like that. So these are one. Now you don't have the answers here if you can see. The answers are not mentioned. So you can write it again. Can you generate explain the answers for this question? And again it goes like that. Yeah, blueprint of science class 4. Let's go again to ChatGPT and ask blueprint. But I think as I mentioned here, class? Which class? I missed that. Miss Nice, if you can just confirm.
Class 4, ma'am. Class 4.
Blueprint of class 4, CBSC. Let's probably it may not fetch data from portals. Let's try. Even we have to see whenever the prompts are coming up, the outcomes are coming. I've seen many people just generating it and taking it without seeing the objectives, whether they're matching with your requirement. Even they're not even checking that whether it's a biased conversation or unbiased conversation. So I think if I'm not wrong, the teacher who has requested this, if you can see my screen, it gives you a tabular structure also. Just generate unit-wise distribution also it gives you. So even for English teachers, there are so many other requirements. Let's say you are talking about lesson plans, which is already given in the textbook, but you want to create a question paper. So for question paper, you may require yeah, class 8 hydrosphere. Okay, we'll do something on hydrosphere. Let's go back and prompt library में इसको paste करते हैं. Okay, subject. So this is already. Now let's go here. And now when you are talking about hydrosphere, I want to generate 2 paragraphs for an English teacher on hydrosphere. So generate 3 paragraphs, max of 150 words. ये question paper के लिए है. On the topic hydrosphere, hydrosphere, and generate 5 questions based on paragraph as per class 10 CBSE English paper format. I hope am I writing? Let me check. I'm also trying it for the first time. This one. But, if this helps, then I think the English teachers for you making question papers would be an easy task. You just have to copy paste it to your Word file and just reformat it as per your paper patterns, and that will help you. So yeah, we've almost covered the prompt part, how effective the prompt could be. I would like to utilize this time before I'm being stopped to deliver this uh, as per my time limits, I would like to even show you some very nice things like image generation and all. So can you see these 5 questions are being generated and there is a paragraph which is here, so you can use it for paraphrasing and all. So this is comprehension and all. So yeah, this was all about lesson plan. Now let's move. We have even seen worksheet ke questions you can generate like this. Now I would like to go back to my PPT. Content creation, yes, obviously. Worksheet quizzes, assignments, the same way we can create content from scratch and we can do. Now for student support. Now how could you give projects to a student? For example, let's say I am going to teach photosynthesis, and even if you will not give it as a homework to students, what students will generally do is they will go to home and they will search data before you start with the class, and during the class they will raise hand and they will ask the questions, answers which you do not know. So what you can do is instead of doing that, you make them go to home, search from Chat GPT, and study that part which you're going to teach on the next day and come up with the point, so that in that entire process they will learn how to extract data from the artificial intelligence tool. They'll come up with bulleted points, and probably they may be the leader of your class by explaining those particular concepts beforehand, and then you just have to brush it up with the conceptual understandings. I think at that time student support we can use by making them um, responsible enough to bring in some concepts in the classroom. Evaluation, I'm going to show you some of the quick way of creating this assessments and all with quizzes and all. Then art integrated interdisciplinary, nobody mentioned. Are we doing art integrated? Because in my school, we do art integrated learning project. So at that certain times, we become like what to give. Last time I have given this banner, poster making and all. So what are more interesting ideas for an art integrated project? So you can again make a draft that you are in class 9, computer science teacher or probably an Gujarati teacher. You want to give an art integrated learning project in collaboration with Jammu Kashmir and Gujarat. I'm from Gujarat, so we had one of them with Jammu Kashmir. So what are the suggestive ideas? So you can definitely get those, but you have to make ChatGPT that teacher. Instead of you saying, give me this, give me this, give me this, you tell that you are this particular person, derive this output from me. I'll just quickly give that idea also. So for example, I'll say you are a Gujarati language teacher, language teacher teaching Gujarati in grade 10th and assign art. This is really, if you make it art integrated learning fruitful for students, I think that's a great, so many skills are being developed over here. Art integrated learning for students and in collaboration with maths, let's say maths related art, those subjects, okay? And between Gujarat and Jammu Kashmir. Generate you, generate idea, project, ideas with outcomes, with objectives and outcomes. So this is how I go, and yeah, there would be questions like, can it type in Gujarati also? Can it give something? Yeah, definitely if you mention that. But yeah, obviously in Gujarati or Hindi or any other languages which we're using here, we need to do some edits also. So yeah, very nice. Mathematical patterns in Gujarati and Kashmiri art. So you can see Kashmiri paper mesh, carpet weaving, Pashmina designs, very wonderful ideas you will get, and you will feel like, okay, it's my best friend. I don't have to go and ask and go to the staff room and ask someone kya kara hai, kaise karenge. Even you can ask them about the timeline. I can say generate the timeline of 2 months, generate or timeline for submission. So it's like what we think in our mind, we have to tell it to develop. We just see whether the earlier is done. Yeah. So it was all about heritage conservation, document skills in Gujarati, maths and real life structures, and there. They will give you a timeline. When do we have to assign them, at what time? So that's it. Day one, what you're supposed to do. Day three, what you're supposed to do. I hope this helps everyone. We can definitely move towards to generative AI. How much time do I have, Miss Nicey? Because I'm going very fast and I feel
And we have
that
14 minutes. It's 6:46.
lesson plan. giving you a link in the chat area, and I would like to see your participation here. In phone also you can do that. You can add your lesson plans here, and let me see the quality which is coming out. I'll give you just 4 to 5 minutes for an hands-on here so that it doesn't go as it is because it shouldn't be one end of it. That's the link where I want you to add your, just have to copy paste the way I did pencil, right? Now, so even I would like to know in that weekly when you're posting your lesson plan, your from where you are joining and what a specific area of specialization you have, so that I can guide you accordingly. Now I'm moving towards. By the time you're generating your prompts, I'm moving towards my slide. Okay, so now yeah, within PowerPoint there are so many tools which people don't know. They are AI tools, designer tool, read aloud tool, translate, transcribe, which I'm going to show. So yeah, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So the next 3 minutes, I would expect everybody to please give it a try from your own subject, generate quiz questions, generate like this kind of project-based learning projects. Let's see who comes up with the most creative idea. You can paste it here, it's fine, but here it would be too long, so I would request to paste it in that Wakelet only, and then we will switch over to generating images. So I'm glad there are 201 people I can see here. Great. From different cities and states. Okay. Uh, I hope they are doing this, and by the time will be, yeah, this is what we discussed. For solar system, we can simply write what is solar system, or here we can even write you are a science teacher teaching grade 9 student. You have to get explain them solar system, generate ways with learning outcomes, and also this is how fetching information. The next one we were talking about reading passages that we have already covered. Post. Okay, or I can give homework to Miss Nice to check what kind of lesson plans are coming in.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, nice. Nice and idea. Uppercase, lowercase, small, silently, letter A, calculate, mostly with visual. Okay, great. And there's a scavenger hunt activity also. Nice. Great. So even if you can post it into that Wakelet, it would be good. Because here I think long messages. Very nice, Smita ma'am. Noun scavenger hunt. Beautiful activities will come up, and I'm sure your students are going to find a very different teacher when you'll be entering your class with such engaging activities. They'll be very happy. Achha, today we had this. You remember there was a cyber security which I had to conduct in my classroom, computer science class, and we played that chip chop. We used to make that paper chip chop and name place animal thing types, and we used to play with this and all that. So this those ideas were being generated. ChatGPT was not there obviously those times, but then we need to curate those ideas. Yeah, from Secunderabad and Hyderabad. Welcome. So now let's switch over. Okay. So English teachers. English teachers, as I mentioned, you can write a 100 words passage. Yeah, you can create crossword puzzles, but I am going to show you something very interesting for crossword puzzles rather than ChatGPT. I'm going to give you online crossword makers if you wish to see that. I'll definitely, if time permits, I'll show you that. So this is for the English teachers. How we can generate a reading passage on specific topic, adjust the reading levels, and that I want to show you read aloud. Yeah, let me just quickly go to Microsoft Word. I need to open Word. In Word, Microsoft Word, if you give a passage to a child to read, it will measure the child's reading ability. For those English teachers in the room, I will just quickly open any of the, suppose these are my online class protocols. So I've opened this class protocols, and if you see here, this class protocols, I want my child to read and pronounce it, and then I need to find out whether the child is reading probably or not. So can you see this read aloud feature? If I go to this read aloud feature, it will open in a different window.
Agam School for Children. Quick guide for online classes.
So it will read for me first. And then when I want to check that whether I am able to read properly or not, then I'll have to go to I'll have to go here and then I can read. So this will increase the focus of the text and all. So these are some of the features, accessibility features which you might not be knowing. So yeah, these are the read aloud. spelling and grammar feature, word out feature, and I'm missing out, but there is one more feature where I could check my child's reading ability. Immersive learning. I just searched it. Yeah, immersive reader. This is one which I was talking. So you can see here, I can check the column width. I've made it white, so the column is white. I can change the page color as per the child's reading ability. I can even have line focus. I can have one line focused reading. I can have read aloud also. So it,
1. Profile setup.
or I can myself read and get it checked. So this is closed immersive reader. In MS Teams, reader coaches are there, which will tell you how much grammatically you are sound or not. This is all about English teachers moving towards vocabulary. Again, English teachers are very good platform to improve your vocabulary, get a lot of synonyms and things for you. For the language teachers, whether you're teaching Spanish, whether you're teaching French, Gujarati, or Hindi, it even gives you language learners to improve speaking and reading. So passage generations have really become easier with this tool. For mathematics teacher, as I said, a lot of PBL, open-ended question, case study based question, assertive reasoning based questions can be generated. And if I talk about science teachers, a lot of experiential content. I'm using the Office 365 version, which is free. Office 365 A1 for education is free for education. You can get A3 licenses. So I'm using Office 365. And in that, there are Word, Excel, and PowerPoint latest versions as per the query in the chat. So this is the science where I can even generate. Yeah, this is something very interesting. I shouldn't miss this part. Mind maps, a very crucial thing. So I will have mind map of teaching of HTML. I'm a computer science teacher. This time I'll choose mind map for HTML. So even you can have mind map of a particular process. So it will give me everything, like what all. Would you like to use a visual mind map? So yes, visual. You can generate a visual image. So it will generate an image for you. And you can download that image by right click. So this is the way mind maps could also be created and easily you can take the recapitulation of the chapters which you taught to them. So almost that's how it goes. See, HTML structure basically, but now in this particular AI generated images, the most problem which I have seen is if you can see basic spelling. Elements and tags is okay, but forms is okay, structure is okay, but you need to recreate it. So this is not worth doing it. I'm going to take you to Adobe Express for Education, which is again free for education, and show you how effective things can be done instead of ChatGPT, because ChatGPT uses DALL-E. DALL-E doesn't give much, expected images. So this was all about science teachers, social science teachers for history and geography. You can create some activities like virtual field trip activities, or probably you can have some resource recommendations. Again, assertion reasoning. Few tips for I'll just you. So yeah, we have discussed ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Office 365 AI features. Now I want to take you to one more feature. Zero Express. First, I'll get back to you for queries. Can give few tips for subject accountancy. See, whatsoever subject is, whether it's accountancy or anything, I would suggest that what is more important is you have to tell to ChatGPT that you are an teacher, educator who has to teach accountancy this particular topic of balance sheet or statement. I am not into accountancy, so I may not be able to justify your query. But yeah, definitely you have to give ChatGPT the role of person, right? To check our reading, which options to use in Microsoft Teams, sir, if you have click on assignment, generate assignment, there is a speaker coach where you can see, suppose, for example, right now I'm delivering this PowerPoint. So in this PowerPoint also, there is an option. I can have this, just a minute. I'll ensure for you people and show you this area. Can you see this rehearse timing and rehearse with coach? Rehearse with coach is an AI feature. So here my coach has started. Naizim, please confirm. Can you see this rehearse coach wala thing here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when I've started rehearsing and now I'm talking to you, the rehearse coach will analyze my speech, my pronunciation, my speed, whether I'm able to cover the content properly or not. And once I'll click on stop and The entire PPT gets like this. I get my PPT over, so this is all the ending. So when I'm back to it, the Rios report will be generated. This is an AI feature. You can see good job, keep up the hard work. My pace was 137 words per minute. So this is really good for students. Please tell the students to keep on practicing before they come to the stage for actually rehearsing. And this is an AI feature. You can get it under slideshow menu, rehearse with coach option, and this is an AI feature. So yeah, I'll again start. I hope that helps. How much time do we have now? So
Ma'am,
writing.
3 more minutes.
Oh my God. Writing good prompts is the key to unlocking the power and potential of generating AI. That's what we've done. So please understand, you can take a screen clip of this. You can course syllabus, you can design with this, lesson plans, writing prompts, even email draft. Yeah, this is really important for the teachers who have certain times, we are in too much of hurry and we are being asked to write a mail for everything. We are supposed to write a mail, right? So at that time, I would suggest that you write draft a proposal mail to the vice principal for the sports day to be hosted on, let's say, 15th March at 8, 7 a.m. in the school ground. I'm just making it very, because we don't have time, I'm not getting into details. You can pull up as many details that you can see. That's it. And you can just have to copy it, write your vice principal name. Even if you mention that my vice principal name is this, it will give you. So your work of drafting the email, and we teachers probably might be doing a lot of administration tasks. So we need to know this. So I would ask you people to take the screenshots, so you can understand what all things you can do. Generate some gaming activities, real world examples you can generate. I hope the screen is clipped. Now, moving to the next is plagiarism. Please ensure whenever somebody's work, ideas without proper attribution is taken, it is against copyright. Uh, so copyright concerns turn rates and it's against law, IT Act 2000. Please ensure that whenever we are capturing content, be ethical enough to capture content and ensure that you generate that content. Somebody else has generated it and you reuse it, not without attribution. So these are some of this, like think like and grade this level teacher and design a lesson plan. That's what we discussed. Create a 30-minute lesson plan we've discussed. Generate a week-long unit we have discussed. Step by step of explanation of a particular mathematical problem. You can do math teachers whenever you're not finding any solution to the papers. में कोई question आते हैं and then you can ask ChatGPT to give you step by step. Or quiz and assessment. And if you wish, I can copy all this prompt to that Wakelet link. The differentiated instructions also you can give for a particular child with a mixed ability. So some of which I have accepted. Feedback के लिए, parent communication के लिए, you can ask draft a welcome letter to parents of grade 10 students outlining learning objective classroom policy. Then mid-quarter progress report you can generate. And there's a few more tools which actually I wanted to explain, but time is a little bit short. So I think this is what I wanted to share with you all. Let's together bring a change and empower ourselves, because I always believe as an empowered educator that innovation begins from our own class. Once we initiate it, I think we're definitely going to bring in. So I have listed down all these links for you people over here. The time didn't permit, but I'll ensure that you get all this links on that Wakelet which I've shared. So any other, like, can you give me 5 minutes concession so I can show you that image generation also? I think the audience can only tell if they wish
Yes,
to
ma'am.
continue for the next 5 minutes. We can generate that image. Please give me the feedback to my patient also. Genetically. Yeah. If 5 minutes we can stretch forward for generating images, you let me
Yes,
know in the
ma'am.
chat area and we can continue.
Yes, ma'am,
I,
we can move on.
okay. Let's go. So for chat image generation, there are two tools you can use. Either you can use canva.com, the most popular tool, and the other one is Adobe Express. So you can simply go to Google and write Adobe Express. I just did this Adobe Express, and you have to go to animate from audio, right? So I'm here. I've signed in with my Google account. So I'm generating some images. Can anybody give me a very nice prompt in the chat area which I can just copy paste and generate a beautiful image for you? Just imagine it. You are a science teacher, you want a particular image, you just let me know quickly in the chat. So I can copy paste it and generate an image for you in front of the audience. Quickly.
Ma'am, they've asked for life process function of heart,
Okay, life process
futuristic
is a
science
function of
stuff.
us. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely.
Map.
So you have to just say, and you want to see, generate an image of life. Can we please repeat?
Yeah, map. The
Life,
heart. Heart.
human heart.
Life
And generate.
process function of.
But I think we can generate more of, imaginative. Like, for example, I can generate something like there is a lion who is, I think the English teachers are the best people to tell that those kind of visualized image, a lion sitting on the beach wearing a red hat, something like that. Amazing network issue. I'll do it here also. Again, make me an image. It's very simple here also. You just have to live function. You want it labeled, then you need to write labeled. If you want to see in animations, you can generate a video instead of image. So Adobe Express is a little bit slow here. I'll just reload it. Probably I'm losing on internet connection. Okay, can you see this? So these are some of the human heart.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can even click on edit and make it labeled or something if you feel like no, this is not the correct image which I was looking forward on something else over here. So you can remove the background also, anything. So this basically Canva in education is free. I would like to again mention here. They need to just show their ID card. They are asking for only few details. They are asking for school name. They are asking for their ID card to confirm whether you are an educator or not. This is how it gets generated. So now if there is a Magic Studio where background remover could be done, Magic Eraser is there. You can use filters, you can use effects, everything. Then once your image is ready, click on share button. And after clicking on share button, you can see here there's an option to download. You can download or print with Canva directly. These are all the options given. And even you can live present it to someone if you do not wish to download and storage bachana hai aapko in that case. This is the another example which we are waiting for Adobe Express to do, but I've done wonderful work with Adobe Express. I'll say that compared to Canva also, while I was working with Adobe Express, I could generate n number of images in a very imaginative way. I'm saying that this person is standing there with a red color hat or wearing this color of suit and all. It will generate as it is. Even in the entire image, suppose somebody is holding a glass, you want to replace that glass with a bottle, you can even do that with Adobe. That level of creativity can be done with this kind of generative tools. It's generating, I think till then you can have the question answers till it generates. So this is how it generates. And because here we have written art, you can select auto and you can regenerate it. But here, as I haven't gone through the education free version, I may have limitation. And this is powered by Firefly Image 3. That's again one of the Firefly Image 3 is again one of the AI generative AI tool. So,
Yes,
so this
ma'am.
was how we can generate image also the same way you once you understood the magic of generating text and all.
Yeah, ma'am, we have our first question here. What AI complementary skills should students develop to make the most of AI in education?
For AI in education, the competency skills students. Students is first of all, I think the way we have mastered prompts today, the effective prompts engineering. Basically, what happens with students also is they are a little bit, they keep on going for shortcuts. Today's generation is for shortcuts. So they will only write this, generate this. Will not get into detail of that prompt. So what I would suggest here is probably the students should be more focused on ensuring that the content which they want to generate should be more specific. So the first and the foremost skill for generative AI is prompt engineering. They should focus on redefining the prompts. Secondly, they should understand that the prompts which are being generated, or probably the machines which are trained by human beings. So there are many questions, like obviously students in my classroom, being a tech teacher, they always say that, ma'am, it's like, what will be our jobs and career when you are teaching us HTML, hypertext markup language, and this particular HTML is being generated by AI in a minute. Like for example, I'll ask them go and create a website by typing the code. The same website could be generated within a minute with ChatGPT and AI. So what is the use of AI in that? Like what is the use of writing so long code? So the idea here is we need to generate that competence in our students, that after all AI is being trained by human beings. If we train AI in a correct way, correct outputs are being generated. If the trainers would have fed the code to the machine in an indirect way, indifferent way, I think the output would have been indifferent. So to become the master of AI, the child has to be competent enough to trigger those points which AI is capturing. So I think that would be the correct answer for the question. Anything else?
Yeah, ma'am, we have another question here. In this AI native world, it is essential for us to utilize AI as a tool to get things done. However, there's a serious concern regarding its usage. Most people rely on AI as an answering tool, which could potentially diminish their creative mindset. What are your suggestions on this? How can we remain creative while using AI?
So the answer is like, obviously that's what I said. If you will stop doing, let's say I'll just quickly go one step behind. Earlier, what we used to do, we used to tell children do not take gadgets in the hand, right? Option ही नहीं है. Students are going to take the gadgets in their hand. The second thing what we were telling them was do not play games. Just a minute. Do not play games, and then they used to play games, isn't it? So when you will stop them doing something, they're going to do it double. So I think when we say do not use ChatGPT, do not go for AI, they are definitely going to be, because they're curious minds. They're going to be going for AI and they search something and come back to the class. They'll try to hide from you. Instead, what they are doing, I'll tell you, class 9 student, when I entered the class, he said, oh, see, this is my poem, which the English teacher has given. She will never come to understand. I said, is it generated by AI? He said, yes, ma'am. Aapko kaise pata chala? How did you come to know? So this is how it is happening. If the teacher would have said, go and generate a poem by giving your lyrics pointer like this, and I want that poem to be composed and created, you give the pointer to the lyrics and then generate an AI poem and come. I think the child would not have hidden that he has generated with AI. So for making students not diminishing their creativity, I would say that ensure that you have given some task to the children where he had to put his creativity. I've recently, my daughter's birthday was there on 5th March. So giving you a very simple example, I wanted to generate a song for her, but probably I felt that I may not be a good person to create those rhythm or probably the rhyming words and all. So what I did was I opened the AI generator, lyrics generator. I entered keyword for how my daughter is. She's kind, she's generous, these, that, these, that. And what do I actually want in the poem? So my creativity is already there. Then it framed it in a proper sentence and gave it back. This is what we as an educator need to do. We have to guide the children to use AI ethically and in a proper way. I hope that answers.
Yes, ma'am. Before we conclude, can you give a conclusion or a final statement for?
Yeah, that's what I say, that having 15 years of experience in classrooms and even as an resource person to the national level, contributing to content as an author and resource person, the prime thing or the prime focus in my mind is always that when we do something creative and innovative in our classroom, definitely we are going to spark that curiosity in the minds of our learners. Each one of you in this room, if you'll try a little bit, I know it's tough, it's hard. In that past 10, 15 years, I might have gone 24 by 7 at times to train teachers or probably to train my own students with new tools and technologies. But definitely at the end of that year, academic year, they may not say thank you to you. They may not turn back and see you in the corridors. But after a few years, they'll definitely return back, and one day they will come and tell you that today, whatever I am, the innovation began from your own class. So I think please innovate, please try to bring in something new. I know everybody is fed up with the kind of work we all are having. Paper setting, designing, these, that, so much of tasks you all educators are in. Kudos to all of you. Today you are here, you have spent this 1.5 hour to empower yourself. That itself is the symbolism of your dedication towards this particular profession.